Hello there and welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is going to be another trade breakdown of two back-to-back wins that I took on gold this week using the strategy that I trade. So what I want to do initially is just break down the reason for the first entry. You can see on the left-hand side here that the trade did actually end up running nearly 19 to 1, and we'll break down the profit and the reasons for profit as we go along. So firstly, what I want to do is break down the reason for getting into this trade. So I trade limit orders, I trade pending orders. This allows me to go about my day. I don't have to be glued to the screen waiting for a 3 second fair value gap or whatever people are doing these days. I basically set my limit orders and I can go about my day. First reason for entry on this position, 61 Fibonacci of a recent push to the upside. You can also see that this 50 EMA was acting as support. If we look historically at the 50 EMA, what do you see? Support, resistance, support, support, resistance. So it's a very good indicator to where price is going to bounce. Does it mean it'll do it every time? No. But will it do it more often than not? Yes. And that's basically all that trading is. So as well, if we look to the left-hand side, we have this key level here. So it was almost like an inverse head and shoulders, albeit not the cleanest. And you can see on the right-hand side, we have the round number of 2,400. So what we did, when taking this position, there are two things that I want to take into consideration. Where am I going break even, and where is my TP1? I will always leave a runner anyway to capitalize like I have on these past two positions. So when I'm looking at this trade, I want to be break even by this point, because if you think if price was to break retest like it likes to do on gold and continue pushing down, I don't want to be in that trade. And my TP1 would obviously be the structure point to where price would be at this moment in time, okay? As you can see what happened then, price then created this new high within the market. So for me personally, I would move my TP1 to here, okay? So then as you can see what happened, price came in, went break even, all good, then hit TP1. So as of right now, I've taken about 3R from this position, if I remember correctly. Let me just pull this back down. Yep, so about 2.7R. So I took that from the position and then I left a runner. The runner basically allows me to capitalize on bigger moves within the market, especially on the 1 hour. Price tends to kind of start trending and it's really good. So as the market continued to push on, this is basically where I was at for the day. You can see this position now, 18 to 1 at this point. Stop loss trailed below the higher low because I'm just following the trend with the structure. Due to the fact it's a runner, I'm not trying to close it at highs and lows. It's literally there just to capitalize on if I get a counter trend position, which I broke down in the previous video. Now, if we look what happened when price was coming, this is basically where I was at. So you can see, if I'm looking at this chart here, what do we notice? You can see in this example here, there's a 61 Fibonacci. There's a EMA, which is still the 50 EMA, which is pushing up, and you've got a round number of 2,450. Okay, so this is basically my reasonings for entering this trade. If we look, if you let me just do this 1 minute. If we look at this scenario here, what am I wanting to do once price triggers me in? So you can see there, price has triggered me in. If not, you're triggered on that one, so it doesn't really matter. So when I'm looking at this position, what am I wanting to do? Well, realistically with gold, the most recent break retest is going to be a good TP1. In this example here, it was too close, so I just went break even. In this example, it's at 3 to 1, so you're happy. And I just want to make sure that I am break even by this structure point here, there. If we look what happened, price break even, TP hit. So then now, earlier on in the week, I was still in this position and I was still in this position. So everything was looking good. Everything's great. Once price starts to push up a little bit more now, I'm looking at the market and saying, you know what? This is now a new high within the market. So I'm trailing my stop loss back to there at 10R. So this stop loss here is trailed to there. This stop loss is break even and I've taken my TP. Then if we look at what happened, price has then pushed down and now changed market structure. So overall, a very, very good trading week just on gold. If you are in the free group, which is linked in the description, you can see that I posted all the trades that I've taken this week in there for you to look at. And then now we're just looking at gold, probably waiting for some form of pullback into these areas up here, and probably taking some form of trade back down to the downside. Realistically, I'd be looking at somewhere like this, setting a limit order there, stop loss above the zone, and TP1 depending where structure is at the time. And that is basically my simple trading strategy. So I'm hopeful that you've taken something from the video and learned something. If you have, please just leave a like, and I'll see you in the next video.